Hi, guys. Welcome back to the third episode of Trans Talk with Sabrina. And once again, I am Sabrina. Um, as per usual, just a general disclaimer, I am not a licensed professional. I am just a trans woman who is sharing her experiences, bits of information that I come across to possibly help someone else, and just talking about random trans topics. So once again, welcome. If you're new to my videos, hi. I hope that you find these videos relatable, maybe informative, and just see that you're not alone out there. And if you are not new to these videos, welcome back. I'm glad you came back. So I actually, when I started the concept of these videos, I actually sat down and I created a list of topics that I wanted to cover, kind of in order, um, by what I thought were important. Um, but this topic, kind of like my last video, I felt like this one needed to jump the queue a little bit, only because it is something that I'm finding myself go through right now, and it's frustrating. It is beyond frustrating for me. So I wanted to do this video and, you know, hope that maybe somebody sees it and might change their way of thinking, might be more open-minded. I don't know. I don't know. But the topic of this video is it's more adult themed too. So if you are under 18, I just want to kind of throw another disclaimer. There is going to be adult themed terminology and topics. So, dating and sex with trans individuals. Um, Now, I know that everybody does not have this experience that I'm about to share. I know that it really depends on where you're located, how open minded your environment, your community is. Um, but this is once again just my personal experience. So I've been getting frustrated lately um, because it seems like it seems like I'm stuck in this cycle of trying to get myself out there, trying to put myself out there. Now, anyone who truly knows me knows that I don't generally put myself out there um, because rejection sucks. Rejection really, really sucks. And, my personal thing is that if I don't put myself out there, I can't be rejected. So, I usually let guys come to me. Generally, like if someone has expressed interest or is interested, I generally let them come to me. Um, because I'm feeling just a smidge more confident about myself. I'm feeling because I feel myself. Like I feel more myself. I'm confident in, the way that I look. I'm confident in the way that I feel. And so I have been kind of taking that chance lately and putting myself out there. It's still scary. It is beyond scary, and I still have that fear of rejection. That doesn't go away. But I'm taking a chance this time. Um, but again, I keep finding the same things are happening. So I've noticed that for me there are four fruit four groups of guys. There are the guys who are no way, no how, cannot be with a trans girl. Okay, that's one. Two, the second group are the guys that treat me like a fetish. A fetish exotic sex doll. Uh, Third group of guys are the guys that secretly want to try it or secretly want to be with a trans girl, but don't want anyone else to know. And there's a subcategory with this. There's the guys that try and then realize that they like it at 1 minute, and then next minute no, and then they keep just going back and forth. Like, yes, I like it. No, I don't. Yes, I like it. No, I don't. And then the very small group, very small, limited selection group of guys who are 100% okay with it. They treat me like an actual human being, not an object, not a fantasy. Like, they are 100% positively okay with it. Now, the reason why I'm not having any luck with those guys is because they are all in relationships. So, my frustration comes with groups 2 and 3 being treated like a fetish sex doll, and the wanting to try but maybe not necessarily commit or admit that they liked it. The first one, the group number 2, because I mean number 1's already been established. That's a hard no. Whatever. Thank you for being honest. Next. Group 2. Okay, I'm just gonna say this, in case I don't talk about, in case I haven't already talked about it, and in case I forget to talk about it in the future. I don't like that part of me. I never have. Um, I I don't even like touching it. Like, I cannot tell you how many times as a kid I've just wanted to cut it off. I don't like that part of me, and you know. If you're into trans women, if you accept trans women, the first thing that you say to them shouldn't be, let me see your dick. Now, again, I cannot speak for all trans women out there. Please do not call it that. Please do not even acknowledge that. There's some women out there that, are proud of what they have and accept that part of themselves, and they're happy with that part of themselves. Great. By all means, I still don't think that's how you should talk to a woman. But hey, what do I know? But you really should know how a person feels before blatantly, excuse me, blatantly saying something so crude. For future reference, I refer to that as my clit. That's what makes me feel comfortable. That's what makes me feel a little bit more better, I guess, about it, is just calling it my clit. And I cannot tell you how many messages from guys I receive saying something like that, saying something so crude and so vulgar. It instantly turns me off. It instantly makes me not want to talk to you. I can't. I'm an equal opportunist. I try to give everybody, a fair chance. I try to see the best in everybody. But when you come at me like that, it's an instant turnoff. Like, again, I don't like that part of me. Great if you do, great, but it's not going to be here forever. I want that gone as soon as possible. And if that's the only thing that you like about me, then you should just move along. Like, not being a bitch, but there's more to me than what's between my legs. So if you want to get to know me, if you are okay with what I was born as and what is currently between my legs, by all means. But if that's the only thing that you're interested in, you're wasting your time. And again, don't come at me like that. That is so disgusting. And that's saying something coming from me because, I really believe that I'm a sex addict or something. Like I enjoy sex. I like a lot of things sexually. Not a vanilla person by any means. So if I'm getting turned off by that's saying something. Um, I just want to be treated like the woman that I am. That's not asking for a lot, I personally don't think. Okay, so that's group 2. Group 3. Over the past couple ooh, months, um, as I get further along in my transition, uh, you know, I've noticed that there are, how do I want to say this? Curious gentlemen. There are curious guys who maybe have always wondered what it was like to be with someone that has a clit, a bigger than normal clit, etc. It's funny because I know that the saying goes we are our own worst enemies. We are our hardest critics. And regarding my transition, that could not be truer. Um, I know that I don't look like what I used to, um, but I have a hard time seeing that when I look in the mirror. Like I notice that my cheeks are more pronounced. My cheekbones, I don't have to contour anymore. You really can't tell. I don't believe. Maybe right here, that shadow going on. Um, I can see changes. I just don't think that they're enough to make that big of a difference. Now, everyone around me says otherwise. Everyone says when we look at you, we don't see what you were before. We just see you as Sabrina. And it does. It makes me feel good. But the point I'm trying to get to is, with the fact that, I'm not seeing that big of a difference. But apparently other people are because I'm getting approached more and more by men who, you know, again didn't express any interest before my transition. And now all of a sudden it's you're beautiful, you're hot. Um by the way, I am not conceited. I am not a conceited person. I know that there are more gorgeous and beautiful women out there than I am. I do not think that I am the shit by any means. Again, worst critic. Um, but anyhow, these guys approach me. They're like, you're so beautiful, you're so hot. I've noticed that friends, coworkers, and they're flirting more. Which makes me feel good, because by nature I am a fun-loving, flirtatious girl. I will jokingly flirt with men and women, even though I'm strictly into men. Um, I like to laugh. I like to make people laugh, and have a good time. So, at first when I these guys were flirting with me, I thought they were just joking back because they know how I am. And give me just one second, guys. Okay, not important. So, um, I didn't think too much of it until I started getting more, approached more. And this is where it gets kind of crappy for me. I understand I keep putting myself in these situations, and I keep putting myself in these situations hoping that the next guy will be different than the last. So, I'm intimate with a gentleman who knows full well what I am, or who I am, what I have, because I would never deceive somebody with my current state. Um, the I know that there's a term out there called going stealth, and as far as my knowledge reaches, it's when a trans woman has had the full transition and you would have zero idea. I could be wrong about that term, and if I am, please correct me. Because, like I said, these videos, I do want to be as informative as possible. So if I'm wrong about that term, please correct me. Um, and I have fantasized about once I have my surgery and once, I've completed my transition to just completely moving away to where nobody knows me, knows what I used to be, and starting completely over and not telling anybody. Um, I guess that might fall under going stealth. But currently, because of what I still currently have, I don't have that option because a man could find that out the moment I take my pants off. So I don't ever deceive anybody. I'm very forward, I'm very honest, because there is a lot of risk into not disclosing that information. Um, so anyhow, slight tangent. Sorry about that. So I get intimate with these guys, and for a day, maybe a week, 2 weeks, sometimes it was, oh my god, that was amazing. If I would have known it would have been that great, and we would have done this sooner, and you're so beautiful, like all those things that guys generally say. And each time, because I give everybody a fair shake, and I really do try to see the best in people. Each time I kind of get hopeful. It's this person accepts me for who I am, all of me, even the parts that I don't like, you know. But then eventually, whether it's the day after, whether it's a week, whatever, it's always, I don't think I can do this. I thought it's what I wanted, but I'm not so sure. Or I've heard by many people, I'm scared of what people will think. Well, let me throw some hard facts at you. Trans women are women, and trans men are men. And I think that people get too hung up on what other people think and don't consider they don't consider what possibilities there are. I'm going to share a story with you, and I let this particular gentleman know before I did this video that I was actually going to use this as an example. It is the best example to date, um, and this really was a eye opener, life changer for me. So many years ago, I lived in Reno, Nevada, and I had always sworn up to this point I could never be with a trans man because I like dick too much. Sorry for being so crude. I was young. I was stupid. I didn't know any better. I thought, that, at the time I was a gay man. So, you know what I mean? Like, trans men weren't even a possibility. And I did. I really limited myself by having that mindset. But I digress. So I had a hard night at work one time, and I went out to the bar to have a few drinks, unwind, etc. And these two smoking hot guys came into the bar, and instantly I was attracted. And the details from start to finish are a bit fuzzy. It has been several years now, and if he's watching this and I might have gotten some details messed up, he's more than welcome to send me a message. You know who you are. So I can't remember the specifics, but like I said, they came into the bar. I was instantly attracted, and I believe that there was a older gentleman. Now I am gonna state, because I don't know who all watches these videos, but I do want to state that I do find older men attractive. This is not a dig at age. I am just merely describing this person. Um, so this older gentleman, who I believe was extremely intoxicated, I remember him trying to hit on me. And I really did my best to ignore him because I don't consider myself a rude person. And I really hate hurting people. And I as someone who has a huge fear of rejection, I can't talk. As someone who has the biggest fear of rejection, it's really hard for me to let somebody down. To shoot them down, I should say. So I just did my best to ignore him. Like, was focused on the TV that was, up there, pretending like, And he eventually went away, and I do believe that he walked over to these two gentlemen. Now I can't remember if they told him that they were straight, or I'm pretty sure that they told him that they were a gay couple and they didn't play with others, like they were very monogamous. And so the guy left them alone, and some point they must have come over to the bar to get another drink or something, and I started talking. I don't remember the details. But long story short, somehow our group, we became a group. And then throughout the night, a few other friends joined us. The one the one guy got extremely drunk, and this particular gentleman had trouble getting his friend to his truck. So I do believe that my friends and I had assisted him, and he invited us back to his place to have a few more drinks. So went back to his place, and one thing led to another, and this gentleman and I found ourselves in his truck, where again, one thing led to another, and we started being intimate. And I remember, I remember this like it was yesterday. So he was doing his thing, and me being the ever courteous person that I am, I reached my hand into his pants to kind of return the favor. And that's when I realized he was a trans man. And, it's something that I've thought about a lot over the course of this night, and I don't ever recall this gentleman telling me prior that he was trans. Not that it would have changed any. I mean, with my mindset at the time, it possibly could have, but there in that moment, it didn't change anything. It didn't change my attraction to him. It didn't. It changed nothing about him. He even asked me, I hope this doesn't freak you out. Nope, I'm still into this. So, after that, I kind of had like a 2 week, and I think if he's watching this video, I think this is the first time I think he might know this. But for 2 weeks after that incident, I did kind of have a little existential crisis going on. I didn't know, like, I was like, does this make me bisexual now? Like, am I straight? Am I into women? Like, what? Because I really enjoyed that experience with him. And like after 2 weeks of just getting lost in my own head, something dawned on me. And it was the simple fact that when I saw him walk into that bar, I had no idea what was in his pants. And as shallow as this is going to sound, and anyone who truly knows me knows that I'm not a shallow person. Like I said, he was a man. That's what I was attracted to. I was attracted to the way he looked. I was attracted to the way he sounded. I was attracted to the way he smelled. Like everything about this individual screamed man. Now in my head, I'm thinking, okay, well, first seeing him when he first walked in the bar, my first thought was like, I wonder how big he is. Um, but it changed nothing. I wasn't different. I mean, I was different in the fact that I was more open minded. I had this experience. It was an amazing eye opener for myself. And it really did teach me, like, that one incident, that one situation really taught me a lot. And that was what's in somebody's pants should not matter. When you meet somebody out at the bar or you meet somebody out at the store, you're at Walmart and someone walks by you, I walk by you, or what have you, the first thing you see isn't what's in my pants. The first thing you see isn't my personality. The first thing you see about somebody is the way that they look. It's everything else that keeps you, or it's supposed to keep you. And that's kind of how I am. Like, I don't have a type. I mean, if I did have a type, it probably would be men with a little bit of meat on their bones. But honestly, as long as I'm attracted to something about you, I'm willing to take the chance to actually get to know you and see where things go. Now, I could be attracted to something as your eyes, your smile, your laugh. You know, you could have adorable ass dimples. I don't know. I just have to be attracted to something about you to even be willing to put myself in that, like, oh, I want to get to know this person, I want to see where things go, like he's really cute, etc., whatever. And while I understand that everybody is different and everybody has a different mindset, everybody thinks differently, I really think that's how it should be. I think that, you know, if you and I have an amazing night together, or even a date, like, we don't even have to be intimate. Like, I mean, there are different forms of intimacy, different levels, you know. But, like, if you're on a date with me and you and I are vibing, we might have a lot in common, you could be attracted to me. Like, what does it matter what's really in my pants? Especially when I'm not asking you to touch it or acknowledge it, period. Like, you know, I'm a person, a very intelligent person, not to toot my own horn. I'm very smart, and, I'm very open minded. And, I really do try to see the best in people. I have feelings. I bleed just like everybody else. When I'm happy, I'm joyous. I'm smiling, I'm laughing. When I'm sad, I'm crying. Like, I'm a human being, you know. And again, I have to state for the record that trans women are women and trans men are men. So in my case, again, being a straight woman, only interested in men, gentlemen, being attracted to a trans woman does not make you gay. It does not make you bisexual. I mean, if you are those things, that's great. I'm not saying that you can't be those things if you're attracted to trans women. I'm just simply saying that if you are specifically into women, being interested in a trans woman does not make you gay, because we are not men. Regardless of what is between our legs, you are attracted to the way that we look. And if we look like the women that we are, and that is what you are attracted to, then you are not gay. Women, if you are attracted to a man, and in my case, later find out that he doesn't have the equipment that you think that he does, that doesn't make you a lesbian. That doesn't make you bisexual. As shallow as this sounds, we are attracted to the way somebody looks. It's the first thing that we see. You know, to sit there and say that looks don't matter to you, I mean, it wouldn't be a complete lie, but it would be a lie. Because, you know, again, you have to be attracted to somebody. There's no, I mean, you know, you, you'd have to be blind to have looks completely not matter. Like, there's no other way around it, you know? And, you know, I, I grew up caring too much and too long for what people thought, which is why it took so long for me to accept and be open about who I am. I I know that there is a lot to process and that there's a lot to be afraid of, but if you like someone and you click, don't you owe it to yourself to be happy? Like if a guy is talking to me and by some miracle I'm you like being with me, you know, we click so well, you're attracted to me. If the only thing stopping you is what is between my legs, then you, not to be mean, not to be rude, but if that's the only thing stopping you to potentially being happy with someone, that's shitty. That's shitty for you, that's shitty for the other person, that's just shitty. You know, you really close yourself off when you do that. And you kind of make the other person feel like garbage. At least I know I do. Like, again, every time I give these guys a chance and they make comments like, oh, that was so great, or, whatever, but then, the next minute they're saying, nah, I can't do it, I can't do it. It's like, I kind of wish you would have known that before we did anything. you know, um, it's just very frustrating. And I'm still going to post this video, even though I feel like most of it was just me rambling. And I really hope that my rambling is coherent and does make sense, maybe, and, kind of gets my point across. Um, yeah. um, Once again, I didn't realize this video was so long. I guess once you're talking about something that you're passionate about or something that very frustrates you that you just kind of need to get it all out, you kind of lose track of time. Um, but yeah, basically, like I said, my advice to people is, take a chance, I guess. Be considerate, um, especially when you're approaching a trans individual. Trans people, um, just, I guess, be careful of who you approach. Dating, depending on your area, really does suck. Um, and yeah, if you have any questions or if you have any additional comments or you just want to share, your experiences, comment down below. You can send me a message on YouTube. I'm going to be posting this on my Facebook and other trans groups that I'm in. So by all means, don't ever be afraid to hit me up. Now, the last video that I posted, I will say this, I did get a huge surge of friend requests that I have not really had the chance to actually go through yet. Um, Kind of going back to the group number 2 with being treated like a sex fetish doll, I did start to accept some of the friend requests um, after my last video, and that's what I got. Um, I think I accepted 5 or 10, and they were all men who were just crude. So I do apologize if you've sent me a friend request that I have not accepted yet. I am trying to be maybe a little bit more selective about who that I accept, only for the simple fact that don't come at me like that. Um, but no, I am here. If there's a topic that you would like me to discuss, um, if I have any knowledge or information on it, absolutely, you can just comment, send me a message. Um, I'm trying to think maybe the next video that I want to do might be on either your legal name change or tucking. Um, but I guess we'll see. Like I said, I had a whole list and this happened to jump the queue. So thank you all for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day and stay safe. And on top of that, don't forget to wash your hands, limit your contact with other people. We don't need anyone else getting sick. And hopefully, everything going on with the coronavirus and the quarantine isn't making everyone stir crazy. So, just hold out, hang in there, and until next time, bye.